Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Monday, November 4th. It is 6:20 right now. Market's gonna open in about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. It's good. This link sent out to you guys over here as well. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, cool. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. On down to the 8 hour. On down to the 4 hour. On down to the 30 minute. Down to the 15 minute. Down to the 10 minute. Down to the 1 minute. And it looks like we are good to go here. All right. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, November 4th. Happy Monday, everyone. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. It is 6:24 right now. Market's gonna open in about 6 minutes. So I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity below is at 42,119. Price is right at it, so this is probably gonna get hit pre-market. The next level of liquidity is right below it at 42,109. Then above, we have liquidity sitting up here right at the sessions at 42,223. So those are the closest levels of liquidity to current price. We got market opening up in about 6 minutes. Let's see, Jason said, hey, Sean, morning market opening time change from 8:30 to 9:30. What time zone are you in, Jason? Yeah, I heard they're looking to open the market. I mean, it's not established yet, but they're planning on or trying to open the market, the stock market at least. Um, they're trying to make it wider. They're trying to have it close later and open earlier. There's no decision on that yet, so we've still got a long way to go until they actually decide on that. But yeah, I've heard of it. I'm assuming you're in a different time zone, Jason. For us, it's 5:30 a.m. You're at 8:30. So I'm assuming you're on Eastern time. Um, I don't think they're gonna push it back an hour. They're gonna push it the other way an hour earlier. They just want to have the market open longer. So I don't think they're gonna push it back an hour. It just wouldn't make sense for them to open later. I think they're gonna open it earlier. So instead of 6:30 my time, it would be 5:30. And then they would just have it open pretty late. I think they want a 22-hour market. That's what they wanted. But if I have more information on that, I'll let you guys know. Hey, Maria. Morning. Morning, Jamie. Morning, Lila. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. So just a quick little heads up here. This is mainly for the people on the YouTube channel. So if you guys are on the YouTube, as the hedge fund gets more and more popular and the breakout gets more and more popular, to keep things a little more under the radar, like I said before, we're going to start to minimize the YouTube stream. So starting this week, we're going to have the YouTube stream only on Tuesday and Thursday. So if you guys are on the YouTube, the stream you'll be able to review the stream, rewatch it later in the day. But the live stream on the YouTube is going to be cut off to only 2 days a week now. So Tuesday, Thursday, for you guys here on the Zoom, it's completely fine. Nothing's going to change. But this is just for the public because, as the hedge fund grows, I don't really want to make the breakout as openly accessible to everyone. So if you guys are part of the YouTube and you guys want access to the Zoom so that you guys can still be trading with us live every day, just go to the website. The website again is kodikaitrades.com. Again, kodikaitrades.com. Click on live trading room right here, and you can get access to the Zoom. We just got to make things, as time progresses and strategy becomes more and more popular and people want to use it, we just have to keep it more limited to the people who are actually able to follow along with it. So just a heads up, guys, for a lot of the people who are on the YouTube channel. Today's going to be this is going to be the first week where we're going to implement that. So the live sessions will be recorded and you guys, everybody can review them later, but the actual live stream is going to be only on Tuesday and Thursday for YouTube. All right, guys, market's going to open up in about 2 minutes. We've marked up the liquidity over here. I'll be calling out the breakout now in here too, so that you guys don't have to look at the chat in the Zoom. So we got market opening up shortly. The breakout right now is currently it's looking like it's going to be a buy. So just a heads up. I'll mark this up with the brackets just in case the previous candle is really large. So the breakout for today is currently a buy at the moment. If the buy signal comes up, then it's going to flip, but we'll see what happens here in the next few moments. I think this will be a lot easier for a lot of people here as well, for me to just call it out versus typing it out in the chat, especially if people are coming in late. All right, guys, so the breakout for today is going to be a buy. Depending on how much this candle here moves, it may be flipped. If the candle moves more than 50 points, like we showed right here, then the candle is going to flip to a sell. However, right now, it is currently a buy. So we got market opening up in about 40 seconds. Again, the breakout for today is currently a buy. We got market opening up shortly in about 20 seconds. We got market opening up in 15 seconds. We got market opening up in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Market is open.
Order filled.
So there goes the breakout right now, currently running. Let's make some adjustments here. 85. All right, so I got that set up right there. All right, so we'll come back to this in a few. So with that said, we have the breakout currently running for a buy right now. Let's see, the market opening price right here. So like I said last week, guys, we have elections tomorrow. So we're having like a lot of choppy movement here, which is pretty normal for, I mean, obviously an elections day or elections week, actually. Um, and we're still getting a lot of chop here as price continues to like, obviously move around. So, yeah, expect a lot of chop to happen from now, basically this whole week. Chop today, chop tomorrow. The president's going to be announced tomorrow. So once we have that, there's probably going to be more chop because they're going to be announcing all of their changes in policy and in government, of course. So we got price pushing up right here. I'd probably hold off to take any scalps, guys. For me personally, I like to take scalps after 640. So that's once the market starts to stabilize a little bit. Right now, with current price movement, obviously you want to wait for some sort of direction here to be established before you start looking for any specific entries there. So we got the pending buy signal that's been pending for a while. It's the same type of candles that we had from last week where they're like very spiky. You can see there's a lot of wicks on both ends. Our breakout's pushing up right there. It's almost to its TP. Kind of just need that buy signal to close. Once the buy signal closes, I think it'll have the momentum to push up higher. But it's looking pretty solid and decent so far. Looks like it's about to hit TP right there. Just needs to push up a little further. Again, we just need that buy signal to close. Once that buy signal closes, I think it's going to push right through. Buy signal is still sort of pending right there. Looks like it's trying to close above this candle right here. But again, I think if the buy signal flickers on the next one, it'll probably push right through it. So there goes the buy signal right there. I was hoping it wasn't going to close yet, but it did close on that one. And here we go with the chop again. All right, so let's see. We got price coming back down. I mean, it's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. It's just back and forth right now for the most part. Ideally, I do expect price to be bullish here because I did mark up the SR zones over here. Price bounced off the support for a fake out. Basically a break and retest. Price broke below, faked out above, retest, and then pushed back up higher. It's just a few points away from the TP right there. But like I said, there's just a lot of chop happening right now. We were like literally a few points away from our TP. Maybe a point. It's crazy. But again, this is the type of market that we're in. It's the choppiness for the elections tomorrow. Yeah, we're right at our TP right there. So I'll come back to that in a few. Again, if you guys are looking to take some scalps, I would probably just hold off for a little bit until there's some sort of confirmation. Because there's just no direction here. I do think price is going to be bullish though. So in my opinion, I think price is going to be bullish. It's just there's no confirmation here yet that price is going to actually hold. So yeah, this is the SR chart I drew pre-market. This zone right here is from the 1 hour time frame, so it's a pretty strong zone down below. But again, we'll just have to wait and see what happens here as price continues to bounce back and forth. It's really just ranging between, there's not even much here to look at. The price is kind of just ranging between the 200 and the 100 mark right here, but it hasn't gone up to the 200 mark. So, I mean, the first target for me to reach would be that 200 mark, which is perfect because it's going to be right above the our TP, which is right here. Our TP is not all that high up. TP is right here at the 185 mark. So, all right, we will continue to follow through with this here. So guys, just a reminder, I just discussed with everybody earlier and I announced that As the hedge fund starts to grow and becomes more and more popular, and the breakout becomes more and more popular, we're going to limit the YouTube live streams to Tuesday and Thursday. So starting this week, the YouTube live streams you'll be able to review them after the live session, but the actual real-time live stream is only going to be Tuesday and Thursday for YouTube. If you guys want to keep watching this live stream every day, you guys can gain access to the Zoom. If you guys don't want access to that, just go to our website, kodikaitrades.com, click on live trading room right here, and then you can get access to the Zoom if you guys want to keep following us here live. I just need to limit it because I don't want to open it up to the public too much, especially because the hedge fund is limited right now. So we got price coming down right now. Yeah, it's gonna hit our hit their stop loss on beat. And it hit our stop loss. Fuck me. Okay, so unfortunately, guys, this is not the way I wanted to start the week. We got really close to our TP right here. We were like off by just 1 point. Like I said, it's just a choppy market. We even adjusted our TP stop loss to 100 point or to 50 points. And it's just been choppy like this for the past couple of weeks because of the elections tomorrow. So unfortunately, my stop here did get filled. Not the way I wanted to start the week, but it's okay. This is just how the market is currently, and we'll keep looking for some scalps moving forward. So unfortunately, lost here for the breakout. We were really close to TP. I was almost tempted to close it early, but I have to stick to the game plan. Game plan is to let it run to full TP or full stop loss. And again, right here, we just got caught in this chop. So I'm going to put this over here for our stats for the week so far. Fortunately, that's where we're starting the week. And then now I'm going to start looking for some scalps here. So, all right, looking over here right now at the direction. We're currently bearish, but there's a bunch of sessions down here, so it's not really going to be a good area to look for any trades. If you are looking for some scalps here, the entry is going to be right here at the 110 mark. So the 110 mark right here. The way that I'm setting up my trades, as you guys know, I'm doing a 30-30 for the TP stop loss. My trailing stop is set to 10 points. So when price hits 10 points, it's going to move in profit. However, right now, this is kind of where we're sitting at the moment. Man, I can't wait for the elections to be done tomorrow. It's this market that we've been dealing with for the past couple of weeks has just been super, super annoying because there's just no direction. And then there's a lot of fake outs in both directions, of course. But this is just start of the week. We have a whole week ahead of us. So I'm going to keep trading tomorrow and the day after that. There's no need for me to stop trading. Yeah, let me just take a screenshot of this real quick. We'll put this in the Discord. And I'm going to turn off this laptop. All right. Man, not the way I wanted to start the week with the breakout, but it's all good. All right, so we're gonna be looking for some scalps here, of course, but now that we're getting closer to the sessions down here, this is going to be set at, let's see, the next entry point is going to be down here, but it's right at the session. So obviously I'm not going to be looking for any entries down here. So if you guys are looking to take entries, I would probably wait for the market here to push down a little further or look for it to kind of retrace up. This whole area right here is considered a red flag in my opinion, so I'm not really looking to take any trades around this area. Yeah, entry is going to be right here at the 80 mark. So if you guys want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not going to take this entry here for the scalp because this point right here where it's currently at is there's high manipulation that may happen here. All right, so it's pushing down a little further. It's now at the 70 mark right here. I needed to push down even further, so I needed to push down below this session right here. And then at that point, I may be okay with taking some possible scalps down here. But at this very moment, not specifically because it's currently right at the The session's right there. Kong's asking, good morning. Did you end up changing the TP stop loss for the breakout? Yeah, it's 50-50 now. It's 50-50 because of the sideways market, but then now we're in a chopping market. So it's like, I mean, it wouldn't really matter because I think it still wouldn't have worked out. Let me see. Market open right here, 630. Yeah, it still wouldn't have worked out either way. So whether it was a 50-50 or 100-100, it still wouldn't have worked out. It's just one of the losses for this week so far. Which is good. So that's actually a good sign for me, in my opinion, because either way, it wouldn't matter if like the change in TP stop loss didn't make a difference for the trade. So that's one thing that I can see from what happened from this specific trade from the day. So again, guys, I'm not taking any trades around this area. If you are looking to take trades, I'd probably go for the 10 points instead of the full 30 because of the red flags right here. We have the sessions above, we have the sessions below. This is currently a session sandwich, as a lot of you guys would call it. The entry point would be right in between these two sessions. It's right in between the New York low and the Asia low down below here. So I'm not in this position here. I'm going to wait for it to drop down a little further. So we currently have a buy signal right here, but if the buy signal closes, so full TP right there, if you guys took the market flow V2 for 10 points, like I said, because it's a session sandwich, I would only take the TP in between this area, not necessarily pushing out because it's going to have trouble getting out of this area here where it's currently sitting. So if you guys took the market flow V2, I said this was a risky entry because it was in between the sessions, but if you took it, obviously, full TP right there. I'll be looking for another market flow V2 as price continues to move along. So I'll just leave this right here so that we can follow this and know that this was one of the entries. Basically, what I'm going to look for here is for price to come down a little bit, retrace, and then go from there. So from there, I'll be looking for my entry. Oscar is asking, how do you think price action will move depending on who wins? I think it's still going to be choppy. I think for this week, at least, it's still going to be choppy until like everything is kind of smoothened out with regard to politics, right? Because obviously if Trump wins, he's going to go all crazy and say like he knew he was going to win and all this stuff was going to happen. And then same with Kamala, right? With Kamala, I feel like nothing's going to happen. She's not really going to say much, and it's just the market's going to stay as is. I think after the next 2 weeks, when they start to implement like their policy changes or what they plan on doing, then I think the market's going to start to move directional. But I think price action is not going to change immediately. I think price action is going to stay as is. It's going to stay choppy probably for the rest of the week, maybe even to next week. And then there'll start to be some adjustment. I don't think it's going to really move very much. I think it's just going to choose a direction. So I think if Trump wins, initially market might be bullish, and then I think it's going to turn bearish. Reason for that's because there's just too many policy changes that Trump is going to be implementing. So I think it's going to be bearish long term because he's going to increase tariffs. If you increase tariffs, the cost of everything is going to go up. So inflation is going to go into, basically super inflation. So that's just something to keep in mind. So I think there's gonna be a lot of hype around Trump initially, and obviously price can be a little bullish, probably until the end of the year. And then next year, it's probably going to come down because his policy changes are going to affect the market and just the world in general very heavily, which is it's not a bad thing for us because we'll just take shorts, right? There's no need, like it doesn't really matter which direction price goes. If that becomes the case, we'll take shorts. If the market becomes bullish, we'll take the buys. So probably from now until the end of the year, we'll probably be focusing more on buys as we get closer to the Santa rally. But we'll just have to wait and see. There's just a lot of different things. There's a lot of different factors. It's just Trump is more predictable because he already said what he was going to do if he becomes president. But Kamala hasn't said really any specifics. She's just basically putting herself out as the moral character in the race. So we'll see. But all right, we're looking for some scalps here, guys. We need price to come below the sessions. As you can see, price is kind of just sitting around this area. This is why we don't take trades around the sessions, because price tends to be manipulated around here. We're looking for price to break below this point, drop lower, retrace, and come back down from there. That's kind of what I'm looking for right here for the scalps. But as of now, we're just kind of waiting for this here to actually come out of this area where it's currently sitting. So right now, price is pushing above the sessions. Even if price does push above the sessions here, we would need price to climb up higher from here. So I would need price to push up higher and climb up into a bullish trend. Yeah, so looking at this over here, here's my SR chart. Price basically did a double fake out. So it faked out right here. It came down, did another fake out. It looks like it's coming right back up. The initial target's going to be up here because price never came up to this initial target. So I do think price will probably climb up from where it's currently at and then possibly go higher. But as of now, there's just not very much direction. Price is still kind of going sideways right here. I mean, it's just in the chop right now. So let me go over here to our clean chart. I mean, it's literally in a chop right now. All right, let's see if I can. So my guess here is if I think if price goes where I think it's going to go, it's going to push back up into the middle area right here. It's just in this big chop where, I mean, it was kind of anticipated to be in anyways. I just wasn't expecting the price to kind of come down here and fake out. This is such a huge fake out right here. Price just faked out and it's pulling right back up to here. So the real chop is supposed to be up here, which I was okay with earlier for our breakout. But price just faked out down here, huge. And now it's coming right back up, which is super annoying because if it would have stayed within that middle area up there, it would have been perfectly fine and we could have survived the chop to our TP, of course. One big change to the Dow, guys. So this is a big change that they're going to be implementing. So they're taking Intel out of the Dow 30. So if you guys understand, we are treating the Dow 30. YM is the Dow 30. This is the top 30 stocks in the US. They're taking out Intel and they're swapping it with NVIDIA. So they swap it with NVIDIA, it's going to be very bullish because NVIDIA is so bullish, right? They're going to be swapping out NVIDIA. They're going to be taking out Dow Inc. And they're going to be putting in, I think, Sherman-Williams, the paint company. So that's kind of good for the Dow because I think the Dow is obviously hurting right now. It's been dropping for a while. And if that becomes the case, then, we're going to be looking for more of a pretty strong and bullish push towards the end of the year. Yeah, I follow the news here, so I know kind of what's going on. You can see here, NVIDIA Corp is going to be taking over Intel. Obviously, they've been killing it since COVID, their AI technology. So once that happens, I think it'll be a bit of a smoother ride because Intel just kind of sucked. It's not been doing good lately. You can see your stock slide ahead of the presidential election. That's kind of just what happened here. We got screwed with that fake out to the downside. And I think that's it for the news right now. There's not really much else here to look at. If there's any breaking news, I'll come back and take a look. But at the moment, nothing here. So like I was saying, guys, for the scalps here, we need price to climb up above the pivot. So right now, price still has not climbed up yet. We need price to climb right back up here and continue climbing. If we get this right here, I'll start looking for some scalps for a buy. But at this very moment, there's just nothing here for us to take right now. It looks like price might just consolidate sideways at the moment. Yeah, there's just not much going on here right now at the moment. As price continues to slide sideways. I don't think there's any news for today. There's news, but it's actually, so there's news right now at 7 o'clock. It's medium impact factory orders forecasted to be negative. So we got news coming up in about 10 minutes. Here goes, price starts to slide lower. 650 right now. It's getting closer to 7 o'clock, guys. My cutoff for entries for these scalps is usually around 7 o'clock. So I'll keep looking here for opportunities. But for my account specifically, I'm probably going to cut it off around 7 o'clock. It depends how the market moves. So my cutoff is usually around 7, but if the volatility continues to move directional after 7 o'clock, I'll start looking for some more entries after 7. So looking at this right here, guys, we currently have a sell signal. If the sell signal does close, then I'll be looking for price to drop lower, retrace, drop lower, retrace, drop lower, etc. Like I said, we just need to have a direction here. We don't really have much of a direction because price is in this chop. But now that we have the sell signal right here, we'll see if price actually continues to drop lower from this point. Because if it does, then that's fine. We'll continue looking for entries from there. But at this very moment, there's just not very much going on here. If price does drop lower, the target price point is going to be right here, the London low. But as you can see, price is just chopping back and forth. Just back and forth between this area. Can't wait for this chop to be done. Feels like a summer market right now with how much the market's just chopping back and forth. The problem with this here is that we're right at the session. So even if we were to see something, it'd be too tough to take a trade because it's like right down the middle right here. So what I need here is I need the pivots to follow through. So you guys can see how the pivots are following price. This is why I need price to push down a little lower so that these pivots here can follow through. Once the pivots follow through below the sessions here, I can start looking for some entries because there is a whole number right here, right below it at the 50 mark. So if you guys want to take some scalps right here, I mean, you guys are free to take scalps, but like I said, this is an area of manipulation. So I personally wouldn't take anything here. If you do want to take something, it's got to be pretty small. Like it's got to be a quick 10-point move like we did over here. Because this one was okay. The TP hit before it reached the sessions down below. And you can see here how it faked out. So price came down, faked out, came right back up, faked out again, came right back down. And here you go, as price drops lower. So as price drops lower from this point, I'll be looking to possibly get in right here at the 50 mark. Not here specifically right now, but around this area. So I got to wait for these pivots to push down below the sessions. It's not there yet, but it's getting to that point. Choppy candles right now. So there's a couple different entries here that you could have looked for. So I know some people still like to try the and one other thing that I'm going to do too, guys. So I know we're getting closer to the holiday season, and I know a lot of people are going to get some more free time and they want to start to learn how to trade. I'm going to be I'll be revamping the course. So if you guys are not part of the course, I'm going to revamp a little bit to basically make things easier to follow, so that you guys can follow like what's the most popular strategy. So let me see if I can pull up the course right now. There's no entries at this moment, so it's fine. You guys are not missing out on anything. But I'll just drag this over real quick. There's no entries here. Again, I need price to drop below this point. So I need price to come below the sessions and stay below here. Because if it doesn't stay below here, then the pivots here are never going to follow through. But anyways, here is the an example of the course. So again, if you guys are new here and you guys want to learn how to trade these strategies that we're looking at, this is what the course looks like. Just go to the website here, click on unlock your free access. And then when you unlock your free access, you'll have access to the entire course right here. There's a lot of videos here that I haven't put up yet, like, using NinjaTrader and stuff like that. So I'll probably create a video on that. And then also down here for the strategies. So I will, and pretty much most of the strategies here are already set. So I will just make new videos for pretty much all these strategies so that you guys know what to follow. Basically, momentum pullback scalp, breakout V3 continuation, etc. Momentum scalp, pivot scalp, triple confluence, stuff like that. And then, of course, I'm going to implement the market flow V2s that we're doing now. So I'm going to add that onto here. Other than that, I'll include the V1 variations over here as well for sideways strategies. And just a couple more details over here with regard to the course. The course is pretty detailed as is, but I'm going to try to make it even easier to follow if you guys are looking to learn. Because I've been getting a lot of questions regarding that. I know I'm working on a lot of other stuff right now, especially with the hedge fund, but a lot of people have been asking if I can start mentoring again. So I'm going to try to factor that into over the next couple months. So I'm gonna basically revamp the course just so it's like easier for beginner traders. And then I think I will start doing weekly group mentoring sessions like we did in the past, so that I can kind of just cover stuff with beginners. Obviously, like if we're doing the strategies that we're already covering right now, it's kind of unnecessary because we've been doing these strategies for a while, so it's not like we need to review much. But if you guys sat in on the last mentoring session, we covered pretty much everything in detail. So just a little heads up for a lot of the people here who are just waiting for me to teach again, because I haven't taught in like a couple of years. Um, so yeah, I'm just trying to make it accessible to a lot of people who've been waiting for me to teach. But I'm also going to be focused on the hedge fund too. So I just got a lot of things going on, but I will try to implement mentoring and stuff like that. Because I know a lot of you guys, not a lot of you guys, but there's a good handful of you guys who are fairly new to trading and you guys need your hand held through it. So, all right, guys, looking at this right here right now, price is currently pushing up. We have a buy signal. Like I said, price is stuck within this chop here. We really need price to push above and continue climbing, or we need price to come below and continue dropping in order for us to start taking some entries here. We do have price climbing up right now. In order for us to take some entries, we need to have a buy signal close. So this buy signal here is currently pending. Once it does close, we'll start looking for some possible opportunities here for entry. And then, of course, we'll go from there. All right, so we got the buy signal right here. What we need next is we need price to push up, retrace, push up, retrace, push up. So we need to wait for one confirmation here before we start looking for some opportunities for entry, which is we need price to push up a little further, retrace, and go up from there. We do have medium impact news right here at 7 o'clock, so I'm going to wait for that news to pass. Like I said earlier, guys, after 7 o'clock, I typically don't look for entries, but I'll see if there's any opportunities here as price continues to move along. If we break out of this chop here and price starts to move directional after 7 o'clock, I'll keep looking for entries after 7. Typically, my cutoff for entries is 7 o'clock though. But because there wasn't very much opportunity right here between 6:40 and 7, then I'll linger even further into the later hours till like 8 o'clock basically. But we just need to have some direction here. There's no direction at the moment. So until then, there's nothing for us to take here right now. But yeah, if you guys haven't looked at the course was already updated a couple months back. So everything here is pretty much organized. If you guys want to learn how to use any of the indicators, all the indicators are explained right here. If you want to look at all the strategy types, directional strategies, sideways strategies, breakout strategies, I'll try to organize these a little better so that you guys know what's popular and what's not. For the most part, everyone kind of has their preference. So, I mean, it's pretty straightforward for the most part. I may run another mentoring incubator like we did for last year. So we did a mentoring incubator, I think, last February, and it was like a 3 to 6 month incubator. We were supposed to continue that into another 3 months, but obviously the hedge fund stuff kind of took control. So I may run an incubator again in the future. The incubator is basically like a group of people who will trade together. We'll have like weekly meetings, and we'll cover pretty much everything in detail, each strategy and stuff like that. I think we'll do that for the mentoring session. So we'll do something similar to an incubator, but we'll just do group mentoring sessions because I think that probably works best. And each week we'll just cover something specific, like one specific strategy, and then answer any extra questions after that. And then we can create that into a series basically. So, all right, we have news right here at 7 o'clock. The news was forecasted to be negative, and it was negative right here. So it was actually worse than expected. So factory orders month over month over here, it was previous month was negative 8%, negative 0.8%. It was forecasted to be negative 0.4. It was actually worse, negative 0.5. So with that said, price here should be coming down a little bit, which it did. I don't think this is going to push price too much. But again, we're still stuck in this chop, guys. There's just nothing going on here. So I'll try to make something out of this, but if there's no direction that becomes established, then I don't think there's going to be any scalps here for me to take today. Yeah, I'm still a little salty about our breakout for the day, guys. That breakout was like so close to hitting. We were literally off by 1 point. I'm still a little salty about that. Because we adjusted our TP stop loss specifically for that. I'm not going to go any smaller than 50 points, though. I think 50 points is probably as far as I'll go. I know some of you are probably thinking, what if we moved it down to 25 points? Because I was thinking the same thing. I think 25 points is like way too tight. So I'm not going to go down to 25 points. 50 points is already tight as is. But yeah, man, it's some bullshit. I felt like that breakout should have hit. It was only off by 1 point, so I mean, it is what it is. There was like no structure on that area either. There's like nothing really in the way of our breakout. I didn't see any sessions right there. There was really nothing in our air. Like, so this is where the breakout pushed up to. Our TP was literally right here at the 84. So that's where our TP was. It was so close. And there was no reason for it to not push up at least 1 point. But I mean, it is what it is. That's the market, right? Market's gonna mess with you like that. I know some people in the group have kind of been like, so the reason why we're going to be limiting the YouTube stream is because like what tends to happen a lot of the times is when we have something that really works really well, the market tends to do the opposite sometimes. It just starts to kind of change a little bit. And this is why it's better to stay under the radar so people don't know what you're doing versus kind of being super public about it. But I mean, it is what it is. We can blame it on whatever we want, but I'm gonna eat that loss, move on to the trade tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow's gonna be a lot smoother, and then we can bounce back from today's trade. I mean, it wouldn't really matter because so the trade over here did drop at least 100 points. It doesn't matter if it was 50 points or 100 points for our stop loss. It still would have stopped out either way. So, all right, guys, we got price pushing up right here. Currently, the buy signal is still active. We have price above the pivots. Looks like this might be the first confirmation of the bullish move. So we had price push up right here, retrace, looking for it to climb up higher, retrace again, and then go up higher from there again. That is basically what we are looking for. We just need that to actually happen. Right now, there's nothing happening, so just gotta wait for it. Like we just talked about earlier, guys, I usually stop trading at 7 o'clock. So I usually trade between 6:40 and 7 for the scalps. And the reason for that is because we typically have more of a directional push during that time. But looking at current price right now, there's just no direction. So yeah, we'll have to wait. No market flows here either. So there's like two main things you guys can look for. You can look for market flow V2s or you can look for momentum pullback scalps. I think they'll probably both line up around the same area. So it's just really up to preference. For me personally, I like momentum pullbacks. I like market flow V2s better, but I'm just looking at the movement right here and there's going to be opportunities for both because we have a buy signal right here. Once price starts to climb to the upside, and retraces down, there's going to be some entries for market flow V2. So just a heads up, if anybody is looking to take those entries, they're probably going to line up around the same area. So right now, we just need price to climb up a bit higher. So we need price to climb up a bit higher, let it retrace, and come back higher from there. The thing with the move here is that I'm already anticipating a bullish move. So if you look over here at the SR charts that I drew from earlier, my target's still up here. Target hasn't been hit yet. Basically, we just got faked out right here. Price faked out to the upside, then faked out to the downside, faked out back up again, retest, 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 back up to this area here. So I do think price is going to be bullish. Target price point is going to be this area right here, which is the resistance from last week. So I'm basically looking for price to swing back up higher from where it's currently at. So again, if you guys are looking to take some market flow V2s, entry is going to be down here actually at the 120 mark. If you're looking to take momentum pullback scalps, entry is going to be a bit higher. So currently right now it is at the 120 mark. So I think what I'll do here is I will just put a pending order so I can just drag it. It's going to be easier for me to follow.
Order submitted.
Here, let's see. I'll try to log into my account over here for my Apex so that you guys can kind of see where my orders are at. So give me 1 second. All right, so you guys can now see my pending order right there at the 20 mark. So let's see if this here is going to, I got so much going on the chart. Okay, so yeah, my pending order is right here at the 20 mark. If the pivots move any higher, then I'll move it up higher. But right now it's still kind of just sitting right here at the 20 mark. The way that I have this set up is I have the TP stop loss set up to 10. I have it set to 30, but my trailing stop is at the 10-point mark. So although this is the full move, my trade can easily just hit 10 points. That ends up being the case. Because I have a trailing stop. I think I have the trailing stop. Let me see if it's there. I can't check it right now, but I do have the trailing stop set right there. So if this here closes with the sell signal, you're supposed to close out for a small loss, guys. Small loss or small profit kind of just depends on where price is currently sitting. Like I was saying before, the market's super choppy right now. So this thing might not even play through as it continues to go back and forth. So I gotta wait for the sell signal here to like whether it closes or not. And it closed right there. So I had to close out for a small loss, guys. Unfortunately, small loss right there, better than a big loss. So I closed out there for a small loss when price was kind of up here. I only lost about like 10 points, I think. Yeah. So it's just 10 points. All right. So we are in this choppy market again, per usual. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any opportunities here, guys, to be honest. There's just no direction. I was hoping there'd be more direction here, but just looking at how price is currently moving right now, it's not really looking so great. I'll look for another opportunity here for entry, but if there's nothing that comes up anytime soon, I'm probably not going to keep forcing any trades here right now. So price is coming back down. If it comes back down, there may be opportunities right here. Let me see if there's anything else here that I can look at. So I'm going to mark up liquidity over here because there is liquidity sitting right there. Just to see where our targets might be. with the current conditions. All right. So, I mean, this can really go either way. If we currently have a sell signal right here, so what you're looking for now is if you're looking for market flow in the other direction, you look for price to come down here. But the problem with this is that we're right at the sessions. So it's not really gonna be too beneficial. If you guys are still holding on to the position from earlier, I know some of you guys still like to hold on to it. You don't like to close out early. If you're still holding on to it, it looks like price is pushing back to the break-even point. But I'll see. If this ends up pushing back up higher, then I'll look for another opportunity to get back in to recoup my loss from that last trade. It's only 10 points, so I need to make about 10 points on the next trade to basically break even for that specific move there. But I guess we'll see what happens here. So CJ said the high-level momentum scalp hit. There was actually, yeah, so this trade went counter, well, not really counter because the sell signal closed. Once the sell signal closed, this trade could have been flipped the other way. We had a higher high right here. Price broke and closed below the pivots 1 and 2 with the sell signal. And this would be a high-level momentum scalp. So yeah, the trade that CJ mentioned right here was a high-level momentum scalp. So we're currently in a sideways market. Let me again show you guys what strategies work well in a sideways market. I probably shouldn't have even taken the market flow V2, honestly, because I already knew we were in a sideways market, but it was popular. But it's like hard to tell when the market's not really moving very directional. It looked like price was going to start moving directional once it came back and retested, but it didn't. So the main strategies here for sideways markets would be V1 variations, consolidation, and high-low momentum scalps. So I mean, we pretty much confirm here that the market is going sideways. So if you are looking for some entries, these are pretty much the most popular sideways market strategies to use. So what I would look for here is I would look for there's actually a CV pattern right now that's currently running. So this would be considered a CV pattern right here. There is a low right here with a red candle, smaller green candle right here. It's basically an inverse engulfing pattern. And right here would be considered a consolidation variation. I mean, for me personally, I don't know if I would take this here because you can see these candles aren't even lined up. This is like another sign that the market here isn't really moving very smoothly. Typically, these candles are supposed to line up with each other. So like this candle closes below here, it's supposed to line up next to it. If it pushes up here, it lines up right next to it. Looking at this right here, so this candle closed, and then there's a gap right here, right? There's a little gap in movement. So, I mean, if you guys took the entry right there for the CV pattern, this is a consolidation variation pattern. Like these are the good strategies for sideways markets. Again, the next thing that you can probably look for might be, I mean, I think the main ones that might come up here. And again, right here is another high-level momentum scalp. CJ, I'm not sure if you're taking these entries, but it's coming up again right here. There's a lower low. This candle broke and closed past pivots 1 and 2 with the green buy signal. And it looks like it's trying to push up higher from there. There's a lot of entries that are coming up here. It's just, it depends on what you're looking for. For me personally, I don't really like trading sideways strategies. Personally, I'd like to trade directional entries. But I mean, it's just hard to trade directional strategies when the market's not directional at all. So looking over here at our clean chart, you guys can see here, there's not really too much going on. So although I prefer to take market flow V2s, I think right now the best option for entries would be the sideways entries. So like V1 variation, CV patterns, and high-level momentum scalps, of course. That is, unless price pushes up higher and continues climbing. If it pushes up higher and continues climbing, then at that point, you can probably start looking for the directional moves. But right now, the sideways strategies are probably going to be the safest ones to apply. If you guys are not familiar with these strategies, just review the mentoring session from last week. So if you guys want to review that, I pretty much covered all of the directional strategies and all of the sideways strategies that people typically tend to use. So right here again, the entry that CJ was mentioning that happened right here, happened a second time right here, and another full TP for the high low momentum scalp. So if you guys took that for 10 points, ready to hit right there for full TP. If you took that for 30 points, it's still climbing. Nice. So Jamie over here caught the trade. Nice work, Jamie. Yeah. So like I said, there's always a strategy that you can apply during whatever market conditions that you're currently in. If we're still in a sideways market like this, then focus on these sideways moves right here, of course. There may be a CV pattern coming up right here. It's kind of hard to tell because the candles here aren't it's not large like this one right here. But this could be a possible CV pattern for a sell. So this could be a possible entry here. No, it's not a CV pattern. The candle's too big. Yeah, that candle's too big for sure. All right, another sell signal right here. I mean, the chop here is just getting worse. So this is, again, is a reason why I don't really trade after 7 o'clock because like if I turn all this stuff off right here, you guys see how nothing is going on? The price is literally going sideways right here. This is why I try not to trade after 7 o'clock. Sometimes I'll trade after 7 o'clock if the market starts to move like directional, but right here, this is like almost a clear example of like why I don't trade after 7 o'clock. It's because there's nothing going on here. Price goes sideways. And you can tell from the pivots here too. This is a V1 pattern, but it's not a V1 variation. There's no pending buy signal there, so this wouldn't be a V1 variation. Just a V1 pattern. There's a double body rejection right there. Which we'd be looking for here is actually the opposite. All right, so price is coming back down right here, as you guys can see. The only thing here is if you're looking for some sells, you want to be careful because it's coming down to the sessions now. Yeah, it's coming down to the sessions now. All right, so let's see where we are. There's not really too much else here going on. Again, it's just a sideways market, so there's nothing here to really take. If you guys are looking to take the sideways entries, I mean, feel free to take the sideways ones, but I would wait for at least some sort of movement here because the thing is, it's literally just going sideways at the moment. So let's just zoom in real quick. Yeah, right here, I mean, it just keeps bouncing between these two. This is currently the range right now. So the consolidation range is between the 42,150 and the 42,100 between this area right here. Anything that comes below it, I'd be careful because it's probably going to be a fake out. So it might just fake out right here and then pull right back into the area, just like it's been doing. Let's see. CJ said it keeps rejecting off of the 82 price point, so hopefully it breaks out and in a bullish direction soon. Ideally, that would be the case, but I think right here it's probably just gonna keep bouncing around this area. Like I was saying, bounces within this area. So like the fake out down here, and it comes up higher. Let's see. Sam said, I come here for your analysis. LOL, 32 YouTube watchers without your indicator can move the market. So the thing is, you don't know who's watching the live stream, Sam. Like if you were here before, I got in a huge lawsuit because a huge hedge fund had the similar name as my company before. It was K2 Trades. I was in that lawsuit for like over 2 years. Basically, they're fighting for the name. Even though there's only 30 people on here, there could be one person on there that has some sort of control over like a lot of things that matter, right? Because I was in that lawsuit for like over 2 years. I spent like over six figures on that, just fighting to keep my name, the K2 Trades name. Uh, and they found me from YouTube. That's literally like why we're trying to keep it under the radar. It's not because like there's 30 people using it. There could be one person on here and he could be a market maker, or he could be part of a fund or somewhere else that could like share the strategy, right? So it's not necessarily for like the amount of people who are on the stream. It's like if you make this open to the public, people can use my knowledge. Like for example, my analysis here that you come here for, people can use my analysis and they can make copies of my tools. I'm sure, like if you've been here for a while, there's people who've tried to make copies of the momentum indicator. I mean, obviously they weren't any successful with it, but yeah, there's been a lot of people trying to make dupes of the indicators here just by watching my analysis and understanding how the indicators here work. Because I mean, they are able to be duped, right? Like you can dupe these indicators if you're smart enough to understand how to understand the logic behind them. Because the thing is, like everything here is created. Like I created these from scratch. Like I didn't know how to make these from like the beginning. I used a bunch of different stuff, and I used that formula to put together my own indicators here. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't think you were here like the past around like 2020 to 2022. That was like when the lawsuit was going on. And like, I don't make this public to anybody. I don't even know how they found me. They just found me on YouTube and here came the lawsuit. Basically, what they wanted to do is they wanted to take the name and they wanted to take all my indicators because they wanted it for themselves. So like, it was basically a back and forth lawsuit for about 2 years. And then I ended up just changing the name to Kodi Kai. And that's kind of like where the name came from. Instead of having K2, it's just spelled out Kodi Kai. Because if I was to continue using their name, the lawsuit would just go on forever until I would give up basically all my tools and all that stuff. So yeah, there's reasons behind why we want to uh be under the radar. Yeah, exactly. CJ said they were trying to get you in a 360 deal. Yeah, they offered me a decent amount of money. So they offered to buy me out basically. They offered to buy me out for the website, the indicators, everything. They just wanted all this stuff to be taken down basically. They wanted all this stuff to be taken down. They wanted the code for the indicators so that they can use it for their hedge fund. And it was a big hedge fund. It was a Franklin Templeton company. So, if you're familiar with that name, they pretty much own a lot of the finance companies that are out there. And that's why they were able to fund the lawsuit, which was super annoying because I'm a small company and I basically have to fight this lawsuit out of pocket. And I mean, it was super annoying. It was super annoying because it was like that's the main reason why I stopped teaching. I stopped teaching like 2 to 4 years ago because I was too busy with that lawsuit, and I was just so stressed out about it because I didn't want to give up the stuff. Like I didn't want to give up the indicators, didn't want to give up the website. Because the thing is, if I gave up the indicators and I gave up the website and everything, like this would be no more because I wouldn't be able to go live with you guys anymore. Everything would pretty much be gone. They would pay me out a decent amount. I think they offered me a couple $1 million, but I was like, $1 million isn't going to change my life. I can make more from just trading. So yeah, after all was said and done, I ended up changing the name, and then here we are, still doing this that we were doing before. All right, so there's not really much going on here, guys. It's 7:25 right now, so we're currently an hour into the market open. There's still nothing going on here, so you can see how price here was going back and forth. It's still going back and forth within this area. And there's just nothing here happening at the very moment. And I'm not really expecting much to happen from here until 8 o'clock. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, just a reminder, guys. So I talked about this earlier in the session. If you guys didn't hear this earlier, the YouTube live streams, we already anticipated to take them down once the hedge fund was up and running. It's not fully up and running right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to limit the live sessions to Tuesday and Thursday. So we'll keep doing the live sessions. Like if you want to rewatch the live sessions, the replay will be available, but the live stream is only going to be Tuesday and Thursday for YouTube. If you guys are on the Zoom, it's still going to be the same. We'll be on here every day, same time, pretty much Monday through Friday. If you guys are part of the YouTube and you guys want access to the live stream, just go to the website here. I don't know how long this is going to be up either, because our whole plan was to basically shut down public access to the strategies in the live stream. So I don't want to give you guys a hard date, but once the hedge fund is fully up and running, we're probably going to take down majority of the public stuff. I mean, if you guys are in the premium, that's fine. You guys we'll still be trading live every day, but it's just the public stream that's going to be affected. Mainly because, obviously we ran through all these issues in the past. Like back then we were running a different breakout strategy. If you guys remember, we had the original breakout strategy. We had the breakout V3, we had the PRB. Those three breakout strategies were pretty profitable during that time period. And maybe it's about time we bring it back. The only problem with those strategies is that you have to choose one, because they're all different breakout strategies and they all happen around the same time. So like regular breakout, that usually happens within the first 5 minutes. Breakout V3 continuation happens within the first 30 minutes. PRB happens within the first 30 minutes. There's a lot of different strategies there that will they kind of just clash for the most part. So I'll probably stick to the regular momentum breakout, but if you guys want to learn those, again, they're still on the website. So if you go to the website, you click on unlock your free access right here. You go down to breakout strategies. We have the original breakout V2, breakout V3, PRB. There's a lot of different breakout strategies that you guys can look at, but the main one that we're applying here daily is the momentum breakout. So, all right, guys, price is still going sideways right here. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, there's just not really much else here to take. I was hoping I'd be able to get into something here, at least a scalp or something, but there isn't even a sideways scalp here available for me right now. I'm looking for some double body rejections or some double wick rejections for V1 variation. There's nothing here coming up. I'm also looking for consolidation variations, but we also don't have that right now. Currently, we have a sell signal. So what you want to look for here is look for a low with a double body rejection, double wick rejection, or you want to look for a low followed by an inverse engulfing candle, meaning a low with a red candle and then a smaller green candle to follow, something like this right here. So low with the red candle, a smaller green candle, and then of course right there a buy entry. See what happens here in the next few moments, but yeah, at this point in time, there's not really much else here. Yeah, Lila said, those of us who were here when it was going on were worried. You got them changing your name to your babies. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the easiest way. Honestly, like the first lawsuit, we won, and then they would just keep bringing more. The thing is, like, I knew it was going to be an issue either way because, so the thing that they were fighting for was the fact that we were going to be a hedge fund, and we were going to be a hedge fund. So about like 4 years ago, I started registering trademarks for hedge funds. And it was already in the like it was going to be known that I was going to start a hedge fund eventually. So I started registering a bunch of different trademarks and copyrights for the Kodi Kai Capital hedge fund that was going to open up. So like when that whole lawsuit happened, basically they argue that I plan on opening a hedge fund within the next 2 to 4 years, and if I'm allowed to open a hedge fund with with a similar name, then it's going to infringe on that, and it just wouldn't work out because I was planning on starting a hedge fund, so it either way it would have came down. So it was better that I changed the name earlier than later. All right, guys, so looking at this right here, again, there's nothing going on. Price is still going sideways down this middle area. If you guys have any questions or you want me to cover anything specific, feel free to let me know. Again, I'll list like pretty much all of the strategies over here. So most popular directional strategies. This would be market flow V2, momentum pullback scalp, pivot scalp, momentum scalp, triple confluence. So again, these are like the main strategies that are applied for directional moves. And then these are the main popular strategies for sideways markets. If you guys want to see how this stuff is applied, just watch the previous mentoring session. So if you go to our YouTube channel, the YouTube channel is youtube.com/Kodi Kai Trades. And then if you go down here to mentoring sessions, it's going to be the one from last week right here, 5 days ago. This mentoring session covered all of these strategies in detail. So it's all available to you guys. CJ said, what's crazy is I don't even think they use the K2 name. Yeah, they don't. They really don't use the K2 name. They just wanted to bully me into giving them the indicators and the strategies. It's like that's just kind of how capitalism is, right? Like if you own some sort of, or if you knew someone that could like basically bully somebody into giving you something you wanted and you had the money to back it up. It's basically like a resemblance of like Trump, right? You think about Trump, that's kind of like what Trump does. Squeezes a little guy out. Um, and that's just kind of how capitalism works, obviously. Like whoever has the most money is gonna, because the thing is, I couldn't fund that lawsuit for like more than 2 years. After 2 years, I was already in the hole like 100K, and there's no way I was getting that money back. I was gonna just keep fighting for it. And I know this because I'm obviously you guys know I'm an attorney. Like I handled lawsuits like this, like pretty much throughout my legal career. I was defending these corporations. So I already know if you have the money behind it, you can keep bullying and finding different ways to squeeze out the smaller company because eventually they're gonna sell out. Um, that's kind of what I did for a living. I bullied the smaller companies. Like if someone was asking for money, I'd give them like a lowball offer, and I just keep pushing the lawsuit on and on until they ran out of money, and they would just have to sell off. So it is what it is. Legal system's rigged, of course, but basically whoever has the most money is going to win the legal system. Like if you're in any type of lawsuit, the person with the most money is usually going to win. They're going to win the long game, of course. All right, guys, so there's not really too much going on here. It's 7:34. Price is still going sideways. Again, you can see over here, there's nothing going on. Price has been going sideways within this area for the past hour. And I just don't feel like there's any need for you guys to really force any trades here. So like measuring it from here up until here, yeah, there's not much going on. And I'm not really expecting much to happen from here until 8 o'clock. If you guys are looking to take some entries, I'd probably wait till after 8 o'clock because I'm probably not going to get very much movement from now until then. I think from here until then, it's still going to go sideways. It might drop down a little bit, but it's probably going to pull right back up, pull right back down, pull right back up, etc. Yeah, CJ said on the bright side, it's a lot of liquidity building up. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of liquidity here that hasn't been triggered yet, right? So we got liquidity right there. The liquidity on the bottom end is getting triggered, but it's not holding. So like there's liquidity right here that got hit, but it's just creating more liquidity, like a more refined liquidity, right? So there's a lot of liquidity just sitting down right here. So eventually, this is why I'm saying like around 8 o'clock, you're probably going to get a breakout or some sort of directional push. Right here, price is like basically establishing a bunch of liquidity. So eventually when price does come above, it's going to blast right through it, right? It's going to blast right through the liquidity. Or if liquidity gets built up down here, then it's going to blast right through it down in this direction. So just keep that in mind. There's going to be opportunity here. It's just a matter of how and when. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap this up pretty soon. There's just no, I was hoping I'd be able to get into another scalp here to basically lock in something at least, but it's not looking like it. And I just don't think there's any need to force any trades here. So I'm gonna turn off my laptop. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat right now. Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap this up pretty soon. There's just nothing here for us to take. Price keeps going back and forth. There's no extension in either direction. So in order for me to really take anything, I would need price to start moving directional one way or directional the other way. This was kind of expected. We talked about this last week. I was expecting the market to move like this because it is election day tomorrow. So I'm hoping tomorrow there's just going to be some more volatility. Otherwise, I mean, we're probably going to be in this sideways move again. This price continues to go back and forth. So looking at this so far, price pushed down a total of 127 points. It pushed up about 50 points. And there's just, yeah, man, there's just nothing here to take. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. You guys can hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, we're gonna call this a day and we'll come back tomorrow fresh for another live session. So we got a whole week ahead of us, guys. Don't need to force anything today. We still got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday ahead of us. 4 days of trading. Today's barely Monday, and it is the day before election. So probably best to just sit out, come back tomorrow fresh, and then run it back.